Hello all. Hello. This video is slightly different and going to be doing a tour of all the fire stations in the city of Dundee. It's different, but I wanted to do it. Dundee has three main fire stations. It has one on the Blackness Road, at the foot of Blackness Road. The other one is on McAlpine Road, up near Adler and St Mary's, and then the third one is up at Barn Hill, just off of North Balmassey Road, right at the far end of the city, at the east end. So I'm going to go to drive to, park next to it, not in the grounds. I'm not going on the grounds, and I haven't arranged any appointments or tours or anything to go in. Not yet anyway. I'd like to tour inside it someday, but just not yet. I haven't made that arrangement yet. I'm just going to be going outside and just getting the footage of what it's like outside. So I'm visiting all three of Dundee's main fire stations, fire brigade stations. There is of course one housed in the integral with the airport. The airport has their own fire station and fire brigade dedicated for that. So I suppose it kind of it's a fire. They won't come out to a normal fire. I wouldn't have thought. They're just dedicated for the airport. I know somebody that works with them. But the main fire stations anyway, I'm going to go around. I'm going to just get footage of the I would say the exterior of them. I was thinking about doing for a later date some of the tours of the old buildings, old mills and that around Dundee as well. But today anyway, because it's limited for time and the daylight and that, I've really got to start earlier. But we're going to go, first one I'm going to visit is the Blackness Road fire station. So let's make moves to there. So I'm at the Blackness Road fire station. I'll just get a wee bit of footage on about the outside of it, just to show you what it looks like. You've got this old-fashioned fire engine. That's been there for years on display. I remember that decades ago. It's been like sort of a bit of a museum piece. Been there for decades. I remember seeing it that many times when I've passed it down on this road. I think it's probably a steam boiler type. I'm doing training there. They've got like the tower and everything. I've seen cars getting cut open and that. they call it the jaws of life. I think they're training. I know distracting them. Just on the public area, but I don't want to be pointing the camera in there because I think they're training at the moment. So I just kind of like just casually go past. But there are. I've seen the remnants of cars. In fact, there's one there. Do the actual training for cutting vehicles out, cutting people out of trapped vehicles. You know, do all sorts of training in that there. So they're training, but I don't want to be, you know, drawing attention or distracting them or that. But this is like one of the main headquarters anyway. So it stretches back quite a bit from Blackness Road down to Edward Street. That's where I turned up, and I think there's like, I'm not quite sure how many units are stored. I haven't really done a lot of research into them yet. This is more just a brief video just showing the stations really, where they are, what they look like. The three main ones in Dundee. So there's a lot of old buildings as well. This is like in the central area, the oldest part of Dundee, so there's a lot of old mills, buildings that are still surviving, which I'll do a separate video on, and just focus in this video on regarding the fire stations. This is the back of the Blackness Road one. So they're doing their training in there, the tower and that's in there. I'd love to see more, like, I'd have to make an arrangement. I haven't made any arrangements yet, but I would like to see the sort of things that go on. I'm guessing that's maybe where they'll do the, I don't know, the flat fire simulations, perhaps. It'd be interesting to see that. But as I say, I'm just filming around the outside, just, you know, within the public areas, but I'm not just going to distract anybody here. This is just a casual video just to show what it looks like, really. So I'm kind of guessing that the fire engines, once they've done, you know, once they've put the fire out, I guess they'll come in this way. It'll be like a one-way system. They'll come in, go through there. So they're always facing the main road, but so when they're ready to go, they just open the doors at the other side and they're facing the right way and everything. That's my, I think that's what the story is like, you know. Once they've put the fire out, they'll come back to the station through these doors, and the fire engines are always pointing in the, you know, for a quick getaway basically. So it's all ready to attend to any other emergency calls. So, and the surrounding area is just, as I say, it's just the back of it, Edward Street. Next one that I'm going to go to now is going to be the fire station on McAlpine Road, which is up towards Adler and St Mary's Way. So I want to show these as well. I'm interested in power stations, substations. Going to very briefly piggyback this onto the video. I don't want to divert it. I don't want to go off at a tangent regarding the videos, but I do want to just put this on here very briefly. Yeah, I just had to put that on the video because I'm into these, it's fascinating that as well. So I'm going to make tracks to the McAlpine Road fire station. So, and at the McAlpine Road fire station, it's only a couple of miles or so apart from where the Blackness Road fire station is. 3 mile drive or something. So, this was built later on. The Blackness Road one was much earlier, I think. I think this one was something like early 90s, I think, maybe thereabouts. It's a newer light building anyway. Right across from the old Claverhouse group, you've got Stafford Place just up at the left at the traffic lights, and you've got the Kingsway that just runs across. Well, that's the circle with the flyovers and that lead on to the Kingsway, and the fire station is just off from there, just off the main road. So there's like this sort of secondary building as well. They got the main building where the fire engines are kept. I'm guessing that'll be like the administration offices and stuff like that. You know, probably where the firemen will sleep and bunk. You know, because they've obviously got to be 24 hours, so they'll have their bunks in there, I'm guessing. It might have been a subscriber. Who knows? But yeah. It stretches down quite a bit. There's maybe training facilities in there as well, perhaps, I'm not sure. But it's just a stone throw off the main A90 Kingsway, which runs between, well, it's running through the centre of through Dundee out towards Aberdeen and Perth. So it's on the primary route. I mean, they've obviously put these things in locations where they're easy to get to the main routes, so they can get in attendance as quickly as possible. So it's not as big as the Blackness Road one. I think it's more just the station, whereas the Blackness Road one is the headquarters for the area. So as I say, this one was built later. I think that was maybe in the early 90s, late 80s, something like that. I can't really go in. I won't go onto the grounds, and I won't film any of the, like, you know, the private vehicles, you know, for confidential reasons, obviously. I wouldn't do that. This is just the public view, what you would get from the pavements. That's what it's for. Not highlighting anybody's personal stuff or anything like that, but it's just to get the view of the station from what you would see, so you know what it looks like, so I could share that. I want to visit them. I'd like to even make an arrangement sometime and learn more about what goes on in them. The jobs, the kind of jobs that they do, it's amazing, you know, hats off to them, really. I mean, they risk their lives to save lives. That's an incredible job, you know. They should get all the best pays and conditions, you know. It's terrifying, the thought of fire, you know, and they really appreciate the work that they do, the firefighters. you know, emergency services in general, obviously that's the ones that can deal with all the emergencies, but the fire brigade really, you know, they're search and rescue as well. But yeah, it's incredible the work, incredibly dangerous, you know, it's a scary thing. So hats off to these guys, like, you know. So the next place I'm going away to head to now is the Barnhill fire station, which is right at the other end of the city. So probably a good 6-7 mile drive from here, maybe more, maybe even 8 miles. Well, if I remember, I'll maybe put the odometer, I'll set the tripometer and get the miles if you want. So I'm just going to head on to the Barnhill fire station. That's the next port of call. Right, okay, so I'm at Barnhill, I'm parked not far from it. I noticed actually there was another, I mean it's amazing just how many things you can find when you start looking. I never really thought much of it until now. There is another fire station that I forgot about, and it's the Kingsway East one at Milton of Craigie. So that's 4. And then there's another one in Montefieth, which is kind of joined to Dundee anyway, as far as I can see. It's built up areas all the way from Dundee through the ferry to Montefieth. So I'm going to, if there's time, I might include that as well. But I'm going to have to do the Montefieth one after this Barnhill one, and then come back to the Milton of Craigie one. It's amazing when you start thinking about things you just take for granted and don't give much thought. Just, oh, suddenly I remembered that one, and I forgot about that. I started off the video saying there was 3 main ones that came to mind. They were the 3 big ones that I passed nearly every day because I drive the buses past them. The 22 goes past the Blackness Road one, and the 10 goes past the McAlpine Road and the Barnhill, and the number 1 service goes past the McAlpine Road one. But the Kingsway, and not on the Douglas service much, but the 28 kind of goes along Milton of Craigie way, and not on that route very often. So I kind of forgot about that one. It's right at the bottom of Kingsway East, so I've got to get this in the video too. And then there's one out in Montefieth. I mean, it's amazing when you start looking for things that you just take for granted and never give it much thought until you really need them, of course. You know, it's just amazing that it can be easily overlooked. So anyway, in here I'm going to get footage of the fire station there before it gets dark. It's getting on a bit now, but it should be enough time. And then I think I will go to the Montefieth one, and then I'll also go back. The video, the mileage, by the way, was on the way from that Montefieth to here, I had to stop off at a toilet at the retail park, which is just a stone throw from it. So the video was done in 2 bits. It was 7.3 mile drive from where I was parked at McAlpine Road, well, just West School Road or whatever it was, just off McAlpine Road, next to that fire station, to the street that's where I could actually park just a stone throw from it. So it's about a 7 mile drive. I thought it was maybe a bit more than that initially. I thought maybe 8 or 9, but 7.3. Although 0.3 of that would probably be with the retail park. So anyway, and here let's get on with it. So it's Ely Avenue in Part. The traffic getting here was horrendous. For a Sunday afternoon, the traffic was ridiculous. I was held up in traffic and it took ages to get here. I was getting a bit peed off with the traffic. But anyway, I'm here. I think I'll have to at the start I have to revise a bit where I thought there was only 3. There's 5 in the Milton area in Dundee. So I couldn't get the car down there because it's only the fire station vehicles that are allowed in there. So it's just, actually the weather's turning to be quite nice for once. So it's just off of North Balmossy Street, which is part of Barnhill housing scheme in Dundee. It's along a bit from Fort Hill and then Broughty Ferry. It's quite a nice area. Well, there's a lot more private houses in this area. Nice and expensive. But this is the station anyway. Well, it's the Balmossy Community Fire Ambulance Station. So it's sort of like a fire and ambulance. This would probably be quite a good exercise for the point-to-point challenges that me, Stroon and Cian do for all my other videos that I do. This would be a one, the fire station challenge. Although I'll have the upper hand because I've done it. I've done it and doing it now, so I know where they all are. So. That's the number 5 bus that goes past here as well, and the number 10. So I drive past here quite regularly, so these are the ones that come to mind off the top of my head. The one at McAlpine Road had a kind of tower, not like that, but it was a more a concrete tower, like a brick tower, the same colour as the building, a bit more, looked more substantial than this one. But I think these are perhaps for the training. I didn't really get the footage of that at all at the McAlpine Road because I only really spotted it again when I was driving along the Kingsway towards here, and I said, ah, sugar, it's a pity I didn't get it, but there wasn't really much to see. I got the main bit of it anyway, which was the main building. Sorry, I flipped that back. Couldn't really get round to the back of the McAlpine Road one, so I just had to make do with what I got. But this is the one at Barn Hill anyway, so it's a smaller station. There's only 2 main. I don't know how many units they've got, how many fire engines they actually have, but I get the feeling there's probably not much going on in here. Don't really seem to see many or hear much exercise. I don't see any vehicles. It looks like all the lights. It can't be closed. I thought they'd be 24 hour on it. I'd assume they'd be 24 hour. Probably around the back or something. There's staff in there. So yeah, it's a much smaller station, but it's, again, it looks as though it was built about the same time as the McAlpine Road. I'm going to guess it was in the 80s or something, 90s. I don't know yet, but with this video I might even spark off comments and discussion about it, and you could learn from the comments when it was built. If you remember it, you could put it in. I'd like to know the date, or if you've got any info on it, just feel free to share it on my platform in the comments in my video. I'd be interested to read that, any information about the fire stations and stuff. The road, I don't really know this area quite so well. I'm not going to film it. I obviously keep the videos away from the private property and stuff, but I don't know where I mean, obviously it goes down towards Dundee Road, that's the Broughty Ferry way, I know that, but I don't know all the sort of like the areas like the back of my hand here, because I'm not from Barn Hill. I never really hear that often. I'm just driving the bus past here. That's merely the only time I'm in this area that much. I do know somebody that stays not too far from here now. So yeah, obviously the ambulance service is connected to this setup here as well. So I don't know if it's got like a wee tree house sort of thing there as well. Bird house. It looks as though the offices are shut, so it's kind of the same brick colour effect. You know, they use the same type of bricks. So on the McAlpine Road was just got this colour of that sandy sort of coloured brick. The one on Blackness Road is the older one. I think that's probably about the 60s or 70s or something. I'm not sure. Again, if you're in the comments, you could let us know. But there is people in there. I don't want to obviously distract the work because there's staff in there, and just staying in the public bits like. But anyway, this is Barn Hill Fire. I call it the Barn Hill Fire Station because it's in Barn Hill and it's, you know, it was 10. So I'm doing a bit of bus spotting as well because that's the route that I drive. I'll probably be on that next week on my duties. So So there's an extra 2 fire stations I've got to visit on this exercise. I thought it was just 3 initially, but there's 5 I'm going to do. There's the one, I'll go up to Monifeith. It makes sense to go up there because in this direction. Then I'll come back via the one at the Kingsway East, Maltna-Craigie one. So it's weather's sort of like brightening up a bit, so there might still be enough daylight. So it doesn't have the box, you know, the flashing lights, the traffic lights and stuff, because this isn't really like a, well, it's a busy road, it's a main road, but it doesn't have like the flashing lights that are on the main primary routes like McAlpine Road and Blackness Road, where they're heavily trafficked. You know, there's a lot of traffic using it. So the fire engines shouldn't really have that much difficulty getting out, but then your motorists would stop and give way to blue lights anyway, and make way for emergency services anyway. So right, so Monifeith, for those that obviously don't know Dundee, the area that well, it's further east, it's right on the east, but well, it's kind of joined, it's joined to Dundee. Built up areas are all, it's just all built up area, so it's right on the boundary. Once you get out the Monifeith, you're in the countryside, so it's on the edge of the city, if you like. It's all part joined to Dundee city. So I'm trying to remember exactly where it is now, because I'm not all that way. I don't drive the bus out as far as that, but our buses don't serve that area. So I'll figure it out. That would be good for the point-to-point challenges, though. Those that know that video that we make, I make it, me, Struan and Cian. So it's quite a nice area, this. So I'm going to make my way to the Monifeith fire station now. So what I've done is I've had the bus, so to speak, put the brakes on. I haven't actually went anywhere yet because I've discovered something else. There's been like a wee sort of, I've come across something that kind of surprised me. And the Monifeith one, the one that I was just at there, was well, still here at the area. That seems to cover Monifeith and Barnhill. But when I looked at the website earlier, when I thought there was an actual fire station that was still in use, it's got this like a museum. I'll show you. Monifeith Fire Station, 13 Princess Street. It's like oh well, it's coming out. They say Fire Brigade Monifeith. Now that was what I had in mind. So I don't really know, just photos from Monifeith Cottage Museum. So I don't know if they're open. I don't think they will be at this time. I just get the feeling of, it's amazing just when you think you know your city and you take it for granted. I've lived here all my life, all 48 years of it. And you know, I wasn't aware of that museum. I just saw I was going through the Google, you know, and I had a fire station coming up at Monifeith, and I wasn't really aware of it at first. So I said, right, well, I'm going to just check exactly how to get from here to there. And I came across with that. So I was like, that's a bit odd. So I don't know about going to that just now, because it looks like it could be, I can't get much more information on it at this stage. Hang on. So I'm kind of coming across stuff here that there's a lot more to this than that I've spent time researching into, and sort of like coming across stuff now and kind of learning things about what's going on. It's gone out of focus for you, unfortunately. I was just trying to show you. I came across this online, so I don't really know, just so there's lots and lots of reading to be done there regarding that one in Monifeith. I'll have to look into that later. I don't have the time right now. So the change of plan is I'm not going to go to Monifeith on that one. I'll hold that one off at the moment. That station here at Barnhill obviously seems to cover the Monifeith area as well. So I'm going to go to the Maltnacriggy at Kingsway East instead, because I passed that on the way here. I remembered, I went, I forgot about that one. But at the same time I was looking at the other things on Google and I saw the one in Montefieth, but it was obviously referring to the old museum now, which is a different thing, and this new one, well, later one, seems to cover that. I mean, obviously Dundee and the population's got a lot bigger over the years, so they've had to expand things. Anyway, I'm going to go back in the direction where I came towards the Kingsway East, Maltnacriggy, and I'll get that fire station for you. So this exercise is a learning curve for me as well. So it's not just something that I knew already, and actually learning as well. So it's interesting for me at least, and hopefully to use too. Right, I'm going to make tracks to that fire station. So, I'll maybe do a video on that one later, that museum thing. I might go to the building and have a look. And at the Maltnacriggy fire station, I'm close by it anyway, parked close by it. There is a very big substation right next to me. What I'll do is I'll piggyback that onto this video as well, because I'm interested in that sort of thing. So, let's get on with it, let's have a look. Wow, check this out. Oh, I'd love to get a tour in there. I'm just trying to zoom in as best I could here, because it's through the fence. Unfortunately the fence is getting in the way, but that's all I could really do at the moment. I think what I'll do is a separate video. I'll go around the substations around about the Dundee area. There's one in Charleston like that, there's one in Whitfield, smaller, but I remember it when I was a kid, I used to stay there. We've got the big one at Teeland. I've done a video on the Teeland one already. This is just on the edge of Douglas, really, the housing scheme. So I'll just have to piggyback that onto this video. Oh, there's also a Mandela effect as well regarding these tree stumps. I've never saw them there before, that's something new. But they've been there apparently all this time. So, regarding the Mandela effect, again, I shouldn't really be talking about this on this video, but when I say that every time, if you're interested in the Mandela effect phenomena, do your own research or searching whatever way, methods online or whatnot, do your own research and search into it, come to your own conclusions regarding the Mandela effect. But I don't remember these things being there, these tree stumps. They look like they've been there for a long time, obviously being tree stumps, but it's a new one on me. Anyway, on Douglas Road, making my way around to the fire station. There was just a couple of things that I piggybacked onto this video. I should just keep it focused on the main subject, this is the fire stations. I've done loads of videos regarding the Mandela effect, I've done videos on the power stations as well. Just making my way around to this one that I actually forgot about. So it's just off the Scott Fife Circle, that's one busy circle by the way. I've done a video about that as well. I've done a video showing what it's like inside that, so, you know, inside the, being on that centre reservation in the circle. The video, well, me, Stu and Kieran did a video, we went into the circle, it was in the small hours, so there was hardly any traffic. It's on one of the midnight cruisers that I've done. I think it's Midnight Cruiser 10, I think it was that one. But I'm making my way to the station. This is the road, so it's just off of Douglas Road. We've got the Kingsway, that's the Scott Fife roundabout. It's a very busy roundabout, we're going to send the primary road, the A90. And the fire station is just there. That's a pretty big one, so I was kind of surprised that I actually forgot about this one. Although I'm not really at this area on foot that often, but this is a very busy road. So It does need the traffic light system to give way, you know, to stop the traffic so the fire engines are not held up getting out. Fire station's been around for quite a few decades. I'm going to guess it was built in the 70s or something when they started expanding, maybe well, 60s, late 60s, early 70s maybe, judging by the architecture of it. There's other private cars in there as well. I won't fill in the numbers on because private, I wouldn't do that stuff. These ones are known, obviously it's got the fire on it, like, but the other staff cars I'll omit, you know, I'll avoid filling in the number plates on those, just for confidential, like, So there was, all these fire brigade stations are staffed all the time, 24 hour. Even the one at Barnhill, there's people in that one as well, but it's just that they were at the back, that's why I couldn't see it. Kingsway East Community Fire Station. I've just got the tail end of that electric bus going past. So this is quite a substantial, it's got a big one, you know, it's got the 4 doors, it's a big station, well, relatively big anyway, and it will obviously need the traffic light system to stop the traffic because it's coming out onto the main road, so it's got to have that. So further up here, it's just coming towards the B&M. This is really it, the boundary. It's where the retail park is behind there. So it's just heading up towards the westbound Kingsway. This is the eastbound side of the Kingsway. So that's going the east way. Obviously heading the opposite way towards the west. And you've got like your main retail park, your Milton Craigie retail park there, it's got Asda, McDonald's, and loads of other retail shops. But not as many as it. There's a few, but it's not the biggest one in Dundee. I think the Kingsway West has got the bigger, it's bigger than this one. I'll see if we can get round the back as well, if I could get views of that for you. I'm going to actually take the challenge and get across there so I can get a view from across the Kingsway at the other side. So it's going to be a bit of a pain getting across here, although there is a crossing, pedestrian crossing there, so I'll probably do that. I want to get a view from that side. So, oh, there's a bit of the tower as well. Then I'll go around the back as well. What would be amazing is that if I could see them actually coming out in action. Imagine I got that on this. See the doors opening, the fire engines coming out. That'd be a good opening for credits. So, with the opening credits from the video, that was actually easy enough crossing at the traffic light crossing. So I'm going to now try and get to the back of this building. I get some view footage from there as well for you. So like I was saying, that's just the retail park up there. This is basically the boundary to it, and this is the back of the Multnacraigie fire station. And this is at the rear of the substation that I was interested in, well, I'm interested in that as well, obviously, which is right across from the fire station. So presumably there would be a case of that the engines would come in, you know, face that way, so it's ready to make a quick getaway onto the main primary route during the call up. So it'll be like a one-way system. And these will be presumably there'll be the training towers. Let's say there was one like that in McAlpine Road as well, it was just sort of pretty much the same as that, but it was in the kind of tan coloured brick. This has got the orangey colour type brick. I think this is an older building, I reckon. I'm guessing this will be something like perhaps in the 70s, 60s, 70s this was built maybe. I don't know. I'd be interested to hear reading the comments. Yeah, that's pretty much covered the station. There isn't really much more. That's just the retail park there. I could see there's a fireman there through the window. Well, he didn't see me, but I saw someone jogging. So there'll be like I'm going to presume there'll be like a gym. I mean, there'll be bunking in there all the time, and I reckon there'll be like the gym and that. Because I saw the jogging movement as I looked there. I saw the fireman jogging on so obviously they've got to keep fit. And that's really it. This, as I say, this is just the boundary now. So, and these gates, I don't know what the story is with them. If they got opened or what for the fire engines, I don't know. It is a new no-through road, so I'm not quite sure. It's could be just there. You know, when they return from putting the fire out, they'll open these gates so the engines could come in and go into the complex. But it's a no-through entry. Well, it's a no-entry road for the traffic, and it's gated. So, but they'll obviously to get out, they go into the main route. This will be the return back to base sort of thing. So I just saw a jogger, and well, it looked like it. So I'm presuming the gym will be in there as well, keep them fit. And, I mean, they'll be training on these things, I guess. So that's it. That's all 4 of them done anyway. That 5th one in Murrayfield, I was surprised at that. It was a wee bit. I kind of like took it as a fire station, but it was like an old museum or something. It was at one time. I'll have to look into that one and research into that one at a later date, and I'll probably do a separate video regarding that one on 13 Princess Street in Murrayfield. So that's it. The fire stations tour of Dundee. This is the last one. What I might do is go down to the airport, and if I could see, they have fire engines that look quite different. They look quite spectacular, a lot wider than the ones that are used on the road. They look different. You can sometimes see them from the public road. So if I could do that, I'll put it onto this video as well, because it is, after all, a fire. Well, it's a fire station, but it's dedicated to the airport. But you do sometimes see the fire engines. They're a lot wider. They're lower down, but I guess that's so they could get under the plane, you know, under the jet. It's got, I mean, the traditional ones might be a height issue or something, but the airport ones will be designed specially, tailored for the airport, you know, for the dimensions, the width and the height. They'll have other things, you know, to deal with jet fuel and kerosene and different other aspects with the aviation industry. It'll be different to the domestic fire engines that are, you know, your normal ones that you see on the street. The airport ones are different. I know somebody that works in the airport fire engines, the fire brigade in the airport. I might have to ask him next time I see him. I'd like to learn more about how these things work and how, you know, I just like to know more about what goes on in the bit more in depth regarding firefighting and the training and the stuff like that. You know, this is just a very general video, just showing the outsides of it. So there is a wee bit of daylight left. It's 10 to 5, so I might scoot down to the airport and see if I can see these fire engines, and I'll put it on this video as well. It is after all about fire stations, so I might as well do that too. So I've arrived at the airport. This is the last point on my fire stations tour around Dundee. So the Dundee airport is just off of Riverside Drive. So it's the main terminal building back there. This is like where the fuel areas are. So the fire station will be, presumably the fire engines, and that'll be close by that area. So I'm not going to film any of the staff cars, because this is the staff car park, or any of the private cars for that matter. I'll just avoid those. And just try to find the areas where the fire station is. So this is obviously the aviation fuel area, so I'm going to guess that that blue building might be where the fire engines are kept. I don't know, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's obviously the fueling for the jets, well, the aviation fuel, which is like a form of kerosene. Well, it's, I would have thought the most logical place would be near by that. You know, the fire engines would probably be somewhere around this kind of general area. I was kind of hoping to see. I was kind of hoping to see the engines, but so far I haven't saw anything. There is a little bit of information here as well. It's beginning to get a bit dark. So you just pause the video. There was signage here. There was signs, but unfortunately they're all grown over, so I don't know what that says. I don't know anything about it. The last time I had like dealings with the airports when I've done a couple of the flying lessons with them, but I don't know the layout that well. But I have seen these fire engines before, and they're quite interesting actually. I was kind of hoping I would see some of them just on the off spec, but I haven't saw nothing at the moment. So there's like this kind of business park area as well. That's see, I don't really want to be sort of drawing the wrong attention doing this because of... Oh, Quest! I use that name for one of my videos. One of my video series I use is called Quest. I don't know what... It's going to focus. Nah, it's the light levels are starting to go, it's just not going to focus, but I don't know what that business does. But certainly the Logan Air Scotland's line maintenance. So I mean, This is just sort of like still the public-ish kind of area. That's a business park, so I'm not really doing anything, crossing over any boundaries or anything doing this. Obviously airports are shit hot in security for, you know, for obvious reasons, so I'll obviously be watching everything that's going on, like, but I was hoping to see, you know, just the odd fire engine just sitting around. I was hoping to get a view of it, but wait a minute, I think I could see the station from here. I could see two red doors in the distance there. It's not very clear on here, but red doors. That looks suspiciously like this. What a choice of words there. Suspicious. I think insuspicious, but you know, it looks very like a fire station to me. That's my reckoning that it's there. But I can't point cameras in over that fence. It's no public access beyond that fence. Well, I'm on the public side. Obviously questions will be asked because it's near an airport for obvious reasons, security and that. But I think the secret services and MI, all the security services that are out there spying and checking for, you know, homeland security, national security, all facial recognition cameras and everything, the internet, all that'll be, they know who we are, they know who I am, they know that I'm not in connection or doing anything that's of any threat to national security. I mean, not security, the cameras and technology these days will be everywhere, even more places than you could imagine. I would imagine. So they know who I am. I mean, gosh, I've been with nuclear power station sites and everything, and these are about as high as security you'll get. Civil security, like military bases is the next one up, I think. But unfortunately, I haven't seen. I was kind of hoping to see like odd fire engines just sitting around, because they're quite interesting. They're quite big, wider than the normal road ones. But I can't see any. But I know somebody that works in there, but you know. I would love to see a closer up with these vehicles and the station. I know airports have got their own fire stations, like, and I thought I was going to see something like, you know, some of the machinery. I didn't know it was set in like that. I was kind of hoping to see it a bit closer. But I definitely reckon that building with the two red doors on it is where the fire appliances will be in. So it's not much to see, unfortunately. I was hoping to see more than this, but that's my, I'm guessing anyway that the two red doors is where the fire engines are. That's my guess, and that's their traffic control. The thing is, I've got to maybe watch just what I put on you, because that's, you know, it's obviously like a classified area, so I don't want to publicise that. But it's obvious to anybody that's the fire station. I'm not really highlighting anything of security matters. So there's not any problem with that, because this is a public area and anybody could stand here and look into there and know that that's the fire doors for the fire engine. So it's not just classifying, it's not sharing classified, because I know obviously with security and that, the layout, you know, but I'm not sharing anything that nobody couldn't see anyway, just on the public side. And it's, as you know, this video is only just, I don't even know if it is the fire station, it's just my guess, so it's not really official or anything like that. But that was it, it was just to have a look. I was kind of, as I say, hoping to see a fire engine maybe just sitting around, parked up somewhere, to get a look at it. You know, I was hoping to be a wee bit closer. I've seen them before, they're interesting looking machines. I haven't seen nothing, unfortunately, on this one. It was worth the trip down nonetheless. I tried. I don't have any more time today, so that's the last visit for the power stations, for the fire stations for today. I'll maybe get around to that other one at money for a later date soon. I'll do other things like old buildings and mills and stuff, castles and ruins. I've got all that in plan to do in the future videos. So that'll be the hangar for the smaller planes, I guess. Or maybe a workshop or something for the, I don't know what. As I say, I don't know the airport, so I don't know the layout. I've only used it very occasionally for 3 main occasions, and that was for the flying lessons. So, just can't afford to fly. I wouldn't have liked to, but I don't know the prices. It'd be good to fly down to London, you know. I was thinking about doing that at some point, save up and I'd like to do another one of these flying lessons as well. It was mainly a sightseeing thing anyway. I done it for the sightseeing. I wasn't, you know, so I wasn't overly bothered about flying it, because then you're kind of concentrating on flying the thing. I was up there to just sort of ask the pilot to fly over the requested areas that I'd like to fly over, and that was what it was, and I got footage of it. But that was done before I was doing YouTube, so maybe on the next one if I could get footage, I'll put it on YouTube if possible. But I'm just making my way back to the car. So yeah, dog patrols. This is a very, it's obvious it's a classified area, so, well, you know what I mean, security, that'll be quite, that's obviously, well, the fuel, and so I've got to be careful on what's going on around it. Our engines will be somewhere in this area anyway, but I didn't see any, but never mind. Never mind, it was worth a shot anyway. It was worth a look. Worth trying to have a look at. Share it with you as I could have. Oh, that's probably enough for now then. I better not stay here too much longer, because I don't really have any other reason to be here, so it's time to go. So that's it. I'll just pretty much round the video off now. I can't really hang around areas like this because it's, you know, for obvious reasons, security reasons. So I know there's cameras everywhere. They'll know who I am. They'll know the number plate, everything's been. They run it through the system. They'll know exactly what I'm doing. They're probably listening in anyway, because all these devices are transmitting to the. But you know what I mean. It's obvious that they know what's going on. And they know I'm not up to it. I'm not doing anything. I've really got no intentions on doing anything wrong. So, but I better not hang about here. I didn't show anything that was, you know, that. I used my common sense. So, as I say, the real reason that I came here was to see these fire engines. I was just hoping to see one of them, maybe just, if it was just happened to be parked up sitting nearby where I could get a view of it, or even if it just happened to be doing an exercise. They're quite interesting looking machines. I've seen them on the internet and stuff. I've seen them before in other places as well, and it would have been great to have it on this video. I didn't know exactly where the station was, but I guess it was that area that I pointed out, but there's nothing. I couldn't see nothing. It was worth coming down anyway, because you just never know. You never know what you stumble across. Besides, I liked being here anyway. I've looked at the other stuff, all these the fueling area. I'd love to arrange an appointment if I could get like an in-depth look behind the scenes. I've always been interested in behind the scenes stuff, always. I might not be able to share it like online publicly, but I would like to experience it. I mean, I've been in the nuclear power stations, all 8 of the EDF energy ones, and I want to do them again, but there's no danger I could put that online. I mean, geez, they search you and everything, they put you through a metal detector, you're not a lot of film, nothing. You got to leave all devices behind, for obvious reasons, you know. They check you out, they put you through a security check 2 weeks prior to everything to make sure that it's all good to go, like, you know, they've got to know who they're letting in, like, you know. I mean, there's armed police with machine guns and stuff, you know. That is military grade security, but for obvious reasons, you know. So airport's not far off that. That's kind of like get into that kind of a par with that. But you know, nuclear. But yeah, I would like to even get inside the fire stations, the other ones that I visited as well. I'd have to arrange all that. You know, I'd have to ask first if I could. I'd have to ask if I could get in to do the tours, if they would, you know, A, allow me to have a look around, and B, if I'm allowed to share it with you online. That would be great. So it's all, I'll look into all that in the future, and I'll see what I can do if I share it with you on my video. As I say, there's other buildings, mills and stuff, and other things. I like substations, power stations and that kind of stuff. So I'll be looking to do all these adventures, because it is coming into the spring, so the weather, you know, get a lighter night, so I could start getting out, travelling out more as well. Again, I got the car all, the engine overhauled, because for the 3 months it was off the road for getting its engine overhauled. It was like getting it to borrow my dad's car. I couldn't really commandeer my dad's car for all the adventures that I do, but now that I've got my car back, I could start doing them again. Anyway, that's the video done, so I just hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it interesting, and like I say, just go into the comments if you want to put any info up for us to share, or for us to learn on, rather. If you want to share any information regarding the fire stations and stuff that you can educate me and anybody else that reads it wants to learn about it. So feel free. Okay, I better go. Thanks for watching, and just see what else I put up on my channel. Okay, bye for now. Bye.